Well, the Treasury Department is raising federal student loan interest rates, making college even more expensive for borrowers. The increase is going to affect July 1st, and they apply to undergraduate and graduate direct loans and plus loans. So here with some tips to navigate these increases is Stefanie O'Connell Rodriguez. She's a personal finance expert and the host of Real Simple's Money Confidential podcast. Thank you. Okay, so student loans is a whole other thing that we kind of have stopped talking about because gas prices and all this stuff has kind of taken over the headlines. But this is really tough for students. You say that anyone borrowing money for college should start with the FAFSA form. What is that?
Yeah, so that's the free application for federal student aid. And whether you plan to borrow for college or not, step one for how do I pay for college for everybody should be filling out the FAFSA. Because not only is that going to let you know what federal loans you might be eligible for to help you pay for college, it will also let you know if you're eligible for any grants. That's money you do not have to repay, and everybody likes some free money. Not to mention, it will also be something that you might submit for scholarship applications, not only on a federal level, but a state level, a school level, a local level. So even if you don't think that you qualify for a need-based scholarship, a merit-based scholarship will also likely ask for your FAFSA form. So for everybody, no matter the circumstance, start with the FAFSA.
That is a great reminder. So what should you be considering when you're going back and forth between a federal and a private student loan?
So generally speaking, the rule of thumb is to try to max out what you're eligible for on the federal level before filling in the funding gaps with any private student loans. And that's because those federal loans come with a lot of protections. I think we've seen it really on display in the last couple of years with the pandemic, with this freeze on federal student loan payments. You know, there was no collections happening, 0% interest, and a payment freeze. That gave people an opportunity, if they lost their jobs, to really just have some relief on a monthly payment level. It gave people an opportunity to build up savings, or if they kept making payments on their federal loans, to really make some progress on that principal balance and get those loans down before those payments start up again. So it's really important to consider not just interest rates. I know interest rates are a big deal, right? Because it makes something much more expensive over the life of a loan, especially something like a student loan, which you could be paying off for a decade, potentially even longer. But it's also the terms and conditions. And with federal student loans, you're getting those added protections. You're getting eligibility for things like deferment or forbearance or public service loan forgiveness or income-driven repayment. So there are all these other things to consider as you're deciding, do I go federal, do I go private, and in what amounts?
That is all really good thing, because I think that you know, people just think of like, what's my monthly bill going to be? And they don't factor in all these other possibilities. You never know what's going to happen when you get out of school. If you are one of those people who are trying to repay your loan, you are buckling under the pressure. Is there anything you can do?
Absolutely. So first of all, if you do have an issue meeting your monthly payment, and this is true whether you have a federal loan or a private loan, call your lender. I know this is something we don't like to do. When we have some like money stress, we want to run away from it, right? I don't want to
Don't want to open them, put the letter to the side.
But everybody wants to be repaid when they lend you money, right? So it's in their interest to work with you. If you say, you know what, I actually cannot meet this monthly obligation, what alternatives are available to me? And they will work with you to find a payment plan that works with your monthly budget and with your overall financial plan.
Yeah, I think you will find that to be the case with many, many financial institutions. As long as there's a dialogue that continues and you don't drop off the face of the earth, then they can work, they can negotiate. It's when you disappear and you don't call them back, then you can have some bigger problems.
That's for sure.
Stefanie O'Connell Rodriguez, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.